Loving You was only Elvis's second movie, but RCA still managed to cobble together a soundtrack LP by adding 5 songs not related to the movie. And today I'm going to show you all the copies that I have of this album. And I'll be going from the most recent copy that I have to the oldest copy that I have. And I'll be answering the hypothetical questions: which one would I keep as a playing copy and which one would I keep as a collectible? And I'll also talk about the printing quality of the jackets as we go through as well. So let's begin with the most recent copy I have, which is this one here from 2012, and this is on the Friday Music label. And I understand this was remastered from the original analog tapes, and it does indeed sound very good. There is one thing about the Friday Music releases that I don't really like, and that is the gatefold sleeves. In this particular case, it's a good one because they've got some photographs from the movie on the inside, and they're all captioned as well. But on more recent Friday Music releases, they tend to just have blow-ups of single record covers on the inside that don't look particularly impressive, and it's as though they're releasing them in gatefold covers just for the sake of doing so. But they do release the records with these very faithful RCA Victor Repro labels, so that's a really good one to have. The next one I have is from 1992, and it's a Japanese pressing, and this was part of a series of 10 albums. You can see all the titles there on the back of the obi. This one also sounds really good, and it's in mono. The main problem with this one is the printing quality on the cover is not very good. I don't know where they sourced this artwork. On the back cover, the black and white photographs look a little washed out. You can see them, you can see the images very clearly, which is good, but they do look a little pale. In comparison, the Friday Music LP, which we just looked at, this has a really good quality cover, front and back. Back to the Japanese pressing, this one has a picture label. All the records in this series had the same picture label. And it also came with a 4-page insert with Japanese liner notes and lyrics. There you go. Going back a few years earlier than that one, in fact quite a lot earlier than that one, this is probably the rarest copy I have, and it's a Japanese copy from 1972, and this was only available for a few months before the album was re-released in 1973 after the Aloha show. Okay, so this is on the RCA label. And a very similar copy to that one is this one here. This one is also a Japanese RCA pressing, but this one was available just before the one I showed you earlier. And this one came out in 1969, and it was available until 72, and then it was replaced by the one I've just shown you. The only difference is the manufacturer. And the color on the front cover here is not especially good. Elvis looks like he's had a rare glass of champagne on this one. It's very red-faced. And the other pressing, which I just showed you earlier from 1972, it's exactly the same. And this one is also on the RCA label. And the next one I have is an American pressing, and according to Discogs, this one dates from 1964, but the inner sleeve that I have goes all the way up to Clambake, so it could actually be from 1968. And this one definitely has the best quality printing. The images are really sharp on both sides. This particular copy has a bit of ring wear, but it's not split on any of the sides, so it's not bad. I actually found this one in Japan for a really good price. And there's the record. And as I say, it comes with this Elvis inner sleeve, and assuming this is the correct one, then this probably means the record is from about 1968 because it has the Clambake LP here. And going back to 1962, I have this stereo Japanese copy, and the printing on the cover is slightly better. Elvis still looks a bit dark, although he doesn't look as red-faced on the RCA pressings. And the back cover is basically the same as the two I showed you on RCA, just slight differences. And this is a 60s pressing, so it's on the Victor label. This is another stereo one, but this is different, as you'll see in a moment. The cover is exactly the same as the one I just showed you, but the record is like that. This is actually a test pressing, and the only way you can really tell what it is it has the catalog number on the top of the A-side label. So this will have been one of the very first ones manufactured, and it does actually sound very clean. Unfortunately, it's in stereo. This is another Japanese one from the same year, 1962. This is mono, so there are just slight differences in the cover design. And also the Victor stereo labels and mono labels are just slightly different as well. The next one I have dates from 1960, and I believe that's correct because it has the date on the back cover. And this is a UK pressing. And now do not adjust your sets, because the strange colors that you see there, that's actually what's on the cover here. For some reason, it's got some kind of a printing error, and all the way around here, there's a reddish patch. And I don't think it was left out in the sun, because the blue is the same on both sides. It's just around here, around the figure of Elvis. And this is a UK 10-inch pressing, and this is how the album was released in England. And what they did in the UK was they took the 7 songs from the movie and they added True Love. And that was issued several times from 57 right through to the 60s, mid-60s, I believe. And there's a record, really, really nice condition. And it even has the original inner sleeve, which is always a good sign. And last but not least, this is a Japanese pressing from 1958, the original and very rare, very collectible pressing of Loving You on the Victor label. However, this one is quite different from the American version in that some of the songs are different. And as you can see, the back cover has different photographs, and most strikingly of all, you can see that the front cover is completely different. There are actually 2 versions of this cover, believe it or not, and this one has white text here, the small text down the side, which reads Elvis sings songs from Hal Wallace's production Loving You. There is another version of this cover where that text is in black. Okay, so there's black text here at the top and white text here. The other version has black here and black here. Both are very, very rare. And this one is also, of course, on the Victor label. Another record in pretty decent condition. So the American album definitely has the best images on the cover, I think the sharpest images. And the Friday Music cover is also really nice on the front and back. As for which copy I would keep as a collectible, it would have to be the Japanese pressing with this superb front cover. And as for a playing copy, well, this is a tough one because there are 2 that I really like to listen to. I'd probably go for this one here, the Japanese one, even though the cover is not as good as the Friday Music one on the front cover and on the back cover. But I do have a soft spot for this series with the black obies. So I'll probably choose this one as the playing copy. So how about you? Are you mad enough to have 10 copies of Loving You or even more? And do you have a favorite copy? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Cheers.